Tequila with Friends started in 2017. We originally launched Tequila with Friends as a blog for folks that were interested in learning more about tequila so we can educate people on the expression, different variants, as well as some of the best tequila bars. And we pivoted that and took it and created our own in 2018, and we've been on the market for about 3 years. Yeah, so I went to Texas. Me and Roderick, we went to UT for undergrad. Background is in finance originally, and also have an MBA in strategy and entrepreneurship. None of us have a background in the spirits industry specifically, so it's really been a passion project. Lots of learning for us to learn more about the industry, make the right connections, build that kind of knowledge base so that we can grow and scale our business.
Cornelius Sarnick. So my background is in procurement and project management. Went to the University of Tulsa, and I would like to correct what Brandon said. We did not have any expertise in the alcohol industry. We do now. So,
yeah. My name is Roderick West, originally from Dallas, Texas, graduated from the University of Texas at Austin with this young man, Brandon Scott. My background is an architect. I have my own architectural studio, RW Studio, and which I manipulate the built environment on a daily basis.
My name is Devin Woodson. My background, I went to the University of Missouri, graduated from the University of Missouri. My background is in marketing and advertising. I really enjoy building brands, from the smallest or being a part of big brand builds. And so that's pretty much what I brought to the team. We all have our part in it, but I like to say probably what you see and a lot of probably the words used. Definitely, I'll take that.
Well, we came together and decided we were going to do tequila because this young man right here wanted to have diabetes. And we came together. And so Brandon found out he was a diabetic going into our freshman year of college. As Devin said, we all grew up together since we were child. Them two having the oldest relationship, us three coming together in middle school, and then Twan Cornelius latching on when we were in high school kind of thing. And so Brandon and I went to UT, found out he had diabetes, and he did some research, found out that tequila metabolizes best within a diabetic's body. So he switched over to tequila, and his good friends, we weren't gonna let him drink alone, so we switched over to tequila with him. And then soon after that, every time we were kicking it, every time we were traveling and exploring and such and so forth, we always had a bottle of tequila close by, experimenting with different brands of tequila, different profiles. And then in 2018, 2017, we decided to go ahead and create our own with the flavor profile and aroma that we love and enjoy, and share that amongst our friends.
Yeah, lots and lots of roadblocks. I would say stigma, one of the first ones we ran into really was just around being taken serious. So when we were approaching a lot of our first stores, we're in over 200 stores now. So we've definitely grown the business and been working hard the last many years now. But when we were first launching our market, you'd walk in, you kind of get a side eye from people, and folks didn't know if you were serious. Well, we would continue to follow up on those leads, continue to meet with different stores, show up, have a lot of our folks that actually support Tequila Friends come out, buy product. It was a great experience for us and for a lot of our retail partners. And I think slowly, at least across the Metroplex, that's really helped us break that stigma, like not being a professional brand, not knowing what we're doing. And then we've made a lot of great partners along the way.
Yeah, it's been pretty much the same experiences that Brandon talked about. I would say one of our very first encounter with a distribution company, we were pitching it, we knocked it out the park, and then I will say her name on record, Allison, super sweet lady. She actually ended up giving us our deal and had a say so. But when she was sitting there and thinking about the name Tequila with Friends, she said it reminded her of Karen's book club. She didn't think it would sell. And we were like, huh. At first we were pissed. But then thinking about it, like, if Karen and her book club are drinking Tequila with Friends, we did our job. So from then on out, every time we see Allison, we always give her hell about it, because now she's excited to push Tequila with Friends to Karen and her book club. Yeah.
I'd say the most recent roadblocks that I've seen is being out there in tastings and such like that. And you can say like a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood in which they roll up and say, hey, you want to try out some tequila? They look at you like you're kind of funny. You on the thing, but then they try it out and figure out we got some good juice, and they 9 times out of 10 end up purchasing tequila with friends. And so, but the other side of it is none of us speak Spanish, like at least professionally. And so when we were out there in Mexico sourcing our distiller partner, it was somewhat of a roadblock in the sense that we didn't speak Spanish and such like that. And then that kind of goes back into our name as well. We made a conscious decision in the beginning not to title our tequila anything in Spanish since we didn't speak it. We wanted to keep it 100% authentic to this friendship that we have here. And so that's why we came forward with the English name Tequila with Friends.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the majority of the roadblocks definitely early on have been mentioned. I would say, would you like from a marketing perspective, maybe? Okay, well, I would say like one of the biggest things that we did is making sure that we didn't want to exclude anybody. You know, this is tequila with friends, you know, so I think one of the things that absolutely helped that and try to get over some of those roadblocks is that we put Oak Cliff on our bottle. And so it's from Oak Cliff. And if you're from Dallas, and you know where you probably get a large Hispanic population is in Oak Cliff. And so then we get that support too. And so now you get the tequila from Oak Cliff. And you know, so that kind of helps you get over some of those hurdles. You have some allies there and things of that nature. So I think, you know, it's been something that you work through, but you figure it out. One more.
So yeah, to tag on to what Devin was saying about with the name being Tequila with Friends and with our product being from Oak Cliff, that has opened a lot of doors for us to really just kind of network and partner with some dope individuals from Dallas. So one company that I would like to throw out is Oak Cliff Co. Hispanic based Oak Cliff Co. company. No, but yeah, Oak Cliff Co. They are a apparel company based out of Oak Cliff, and we have a collaboration with them where we do a lot of dope things. We have a collaboration from a merch standpoint. We actually, this is the first time on record that I will say that we have a collaboration with a bottle design that's coming out for, I'm going to screw up the name, so I'm going to let Brandon say it.
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de dos Muertos. We don't. The Day of the Dead. Yeah, we don't speak Spanish, but we got a collaboration coming out with them for a bottle design. I think it's going to be really dope. Opened up some doors. But I think that also just kind of speaks to who we are ultimately as individuals. We're not only about ourselves, we're about, like I said, just kind of having those friendships, open up those partnerships where we're not necessarily growing our own brand, but we're helping others grow their brands as well. So I think, yes, sir. So co-branding with Oak Cliff Co. is one of the big things that we have coming up for this year.
No, our brand is about friendship. I think friendship transcends race. It transcends ethnicity, age, sexual orientation, everything. So we really don't. What we talk about and what we promote is like really trying to invigorate friendship and bring that spirit 100%. Yeah. So even if you look at our logo, you'll see a lot of those things that are like universal languages to us. So you'll see an album on there which represents music, which is like the true universal language. You'll see an airplane, which is the there you go. You'll see an airplane as well, which is like travel and exploration, a lot of things that you get to do with friends. Obviously, Blue Ever Agave, of course, for tequila itself. And then last but not least, you'll see an acorn on there that represents Oak Cliff. The acorns come from oak trees, so we were trying to figure out a way to bring Dallas into our brand in a really seamless and really smooth fashion, and that's how we did it. Yeah, absolutely. There's an event, actually, it's like now listed as one of the top 20 food festivals in the U.S., which is called Carne Asada Fest. And they bring out a really diverse crowd. Carne Asada Fest, they have it at Gillies every May, so it's right around Memorial Day weekend, and we've now sponsored them the last 2 years, and I've been able to connect with folks that are African American as well as a Hispanic, and you literally see us enjoying the same thing, drinking the same things. This past year we had like a mechanical bull activation that was really fun. So you see us hanging out a lot. There is no I'm over here and you're over there. Here's friendship. We're making new friends. You literally can see the tequila really bring people together.
We want to invoke in you really just a universal language, like I said, friendship, because that's what all of those things pretty much mean to us, and those are the pillars of our relationship. So we decided to make that the pillar of our brand. And so, like I said, we got agave, and that brings together, of course, that makes tequila. You got the airplane, which signifies adventure, travel, which that's what we do a lot. Like I said, when we travel, we want to make sure that we got a bottle of tequila with us. We're going to turn on some good music, so that's what the album is representing. Not only is that for us, but music is a universal language that brings everyone together. I don't care what you look like, what your race is, what you believe in. You turn on some good music, we're all going to vibe together. And then lastly, from just paying respects to the place that raised us, to the young men that we are today, Oak Cliff. And so just kind of showing and paying homage to the home. So that's what we want to say, to show.
Rest of friend.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you asked what makes Tequila with Friends different. First and foremost, this wonderful juice that we have in these bottles here are blends between highland and lowland agave. And so we have the sweetness that comes from the the highland agave, and then the earthy vegetable tones that come from the lowland agave. We know that we wanted to make it super smooth, but we didn't want to make it too smooth to where you didn't have a true appreciation of the 100% Blue Weber agave that we utilize in here. And so we made sure that it goes down smooth, but once it hits your stomach, you get this rebirth of the agave. Again, just to pay homage to the Blue Weber agave that we utilize in here. We knew that we wanted to make it a sipping Blue Weber agave. Blue Weber agave. Webby. Yeah, we got that real Webby in there right there. But we also knew that we wanted to be a sipping tequila. Tequila that didn't... That was easy to share amongst friends as you come around the campfire, as you come around the TV screen, as you come around whatever. We wanted to be versatile. We want to be versatile for the individuals who are not necessarily experienced when it comes to tequila, to those individuals that are very experienced with tequila. We want to make sure that our brand was something that can bridge that gap between both of those. Yeah, next time Cowboys reach the Super Bowl, this is going to be the drink of choice for everybody. Tequila with Friends will be gathering around the television. We got one hater. There's always one hater on the group.
It should be the brand of choice way before then.
We're working on being, we're not working on being, we're quickly becoming Texas's favorite tequila. And so that's where we're going to be.
Hey, both lost. In terms of harder than I thought it would be, I think some parts definitely so. Like Cornelius said earlier, we literally had no experience in this industry. So I think for us, really not knowing what all we would have to do, how many laws are changed in every state. We're live in several states now outside of Texas. So, I mean, he spends a lot of time having to relearn different compliance laws for each state. So I think there was especially in the beginning, there's a really steep learning curve. And then now it's kind of just putting the work in and continue to get better.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be challenging because we didn't know everything. I thought we was going to have some good times because ultimately, like I said, we're doing this with my friends. So I expected nothing less than good times with tequila. Of course, challenges were going to come. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of unknowns with the process. So I'm not surprised by anything. More so every day, I just look at it as just kind of a learning experience and how we can get one step better with continue to grow the brand.
It was a steep learning curve in order to realize how the industry worked. And when I'm talking about industry, I'm mainly talking about the on-premise sites when it comes to the bars and restaurants and such like that. I thought that it was going to be a little bit more seamless for us to be able to get into these establishments, specifically establishments within our community. While there has been a great deal of support from some establishments, other establishments have more pushback and more politics that come into play. We work in a money game. And when you're going up against larger brands have more resources that they end up throwing at high volume accounts. And so when you're going up against a money bag, love can only take you so far in some instances. As we continue to grow, we're finding more partners within our community that are more sympathetic to what we are building here as far as having a Black-owned spirit brand, kind of following the FUBU directive, if you will, for us, by us, to which we are making quality tequila in which people within our community as well as outside our community can be proud of, but one that keeps those dollars within our ecosystem, so to speak. And so as we continue to grow, I'm hoping that we will find more quality partners within our community, not only here in Dallas, here within Texas, but throughout the United States.
He meant empathetic, not simple.
Empathetic. Thank you. You got a GED.
I was about to say a 5-month-old. That's cute. 5-month-old keeps me up at night. What keeps me up about the brand? Ooh, there's always something to do, and that sounds like a very general statement, but you're really looking at like the life force of it with the 4 of you. So like you, and I came from working at a startup actually, and so one of the things about working at a startup is everybody takes out the trash. Man, you can say that times 10 with building this brand. Like, you gonna take out the trash, you gonna create a lot of trash, somebody else gonna have to take it out sometimes. Like, it's just, there's always something. There's probably a lot that keeps me up about.
What keeps me up at night about the brand? I would say momentum. That we need to constantly be on the top of people's minds when not only when they're in stores, in bars and restaurants, but as well when they're talking to their friends about their favorite tequilas. We run into it a lot where people have heard about our brand, but they haven't tried us out just yet. And sometimes it's a cool thing because we get to properly introduce them to the brand, and sometimes those end up becoming our biggest advocates. But yeah, I would definitely say momentum is what would keep me up at night.
I would say the business as a whole. I typically think about all aspects of the business. I'm heavily involved with operations, logistics, making sure that we have inventory here available for the market to go out. Please silence your phone on the set, please. I thought it got definitely though, like I said, logistics-wise, making sure that we have enough product here for our distributors. Not only here, but making sure that our distributors in other markets as well has product available. Supply chain issues, we did have an issue early on where there was a glass shortage that was during the height of the pandemic. And so this is one of those things that you don't know when you come into this business, that you're gonna have issues. We had an issue recently with our corks. Some of the corks are breaking. Now we have a solution for that. So just from a supply chain side of the house, from a logistics side of the house, I definitely 100% agree with Roderick from a momentum standpoint, making sure that the brand is always at the forefront of different individuals, making sure that we find ways to just kind of tap into them, making sure that we got enough money to keep fueling the brand. Because as I'm ordering product, making sure that we got enough inventory, I got to make sure that we got enough for each market, and that's costs. That not only costs from an inventory side of the house, but from a marketing side of the house as well. So I look at it from a lot of different perspectives, but those are the things that keeps me up at night and keeps my wife telling me to turn my brain off.
What keeps me up at night more than anything is just making sure we're going the right direction. Trying to look at things 6 to 12 months to 18 months out. I think sometimes it gets really hard to like feel confident that you're going in the right direction, and then make sure that we're all bought into the strategy that we're executing against. So that's what keeps me up the most, is just like we feel good about what we're doing for the next 12 months, 18 months. How do our resources look? How do we look from a capital standpoint? What else do we need to be doing to make sure that we can remove roadblocks so we can get to where we need to go? I will kick it off. What's next? The Añejo is coming in the next 45 days and it will be on shelves. So we are super excited. We are a 7-time award-winning brand. So if you have not tried us, you should absolutely, and you will absolutely love the Añejo.
Pop quiz. So we won a New York International Spirits Competition. That was in 2020 with the Blanco. 2021, we went with the San Diego Spirits Competition with the Blanco and a Reposado. We went with another in 2021 was Las Vegas for the Reposado. And then this year in the Bartender Spirits Award, we won a medal for all three of our profiles, our Blanco, our Reposado, and our Añejo, which is the spirit that you do not see here today. So those are the 7 that we have won so far. Plenty of more awards on the way. So a lot to come from the brand.
So the only other thing I would love to say is, like, for everybody that's tried Tequila with Friends, we appreciate you. For folks that have told people about Tequila with Friends, we thank you for sharing our story and becoming a part of it. And then most importantly, if you haven't, come become a friend of ours. Come try Tequila with Friends and catch us out. We always have different events going on in the DFW. So please follow us on Tequila with Friends, at Tequila with Friends across all social media platforms. And then check out the website, tequilawithfriends.com. Learn more about the brand. Honestly, the family's super supportive. They know how much time and energy and effort we all put into the business. So we've had a lot of folks that have, supported us from day one. So super supportive.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Family's been super supportive. My wife, she was there when Brandon and I were sitting in the living room discussing colors for the brand. That's kind of how we came up with the shade of green that we have. We thought it was a mistake. She said, no, that's it. And so we, no, she's not. She's not. But we decided to go there. And then I'll say, I think I shared this in another interview, just from a perspective of making sure that your child is okay. I remember when we first created the brand and I told my parents I was going to Mexico. My dad, my pops, the first thing he said was, man, be careful. Worried about the cartel and everything else. I'm like, we're going to have fun. We travel a lot. So, but that was just kind of a funny experience for my pops.
Yes. Yeah, my family's been super supportive. Our families have been super supportive of the brand. My family out there in New Orleans has been on my case about Tequila with Friends getting out there in Louisiana because as soon as it hits the shelves, it's going to be off the shelves, as they put it, kind of thing. And so, and that's a reflection of all of our families, whether that's blood family or friends that became family. We're getting buku support from all of our people, and it's been nothing but love.
Yes, as all our families, my family has been very supportive. And I actually say my mom, one of the things that my mom doesn't drink, but she was like, you know why I like y'all's brand? Because some things in life, and then she paused, she goes, most things in life really are just better with friends. And I was like, that's it, Ma. Thank you. You just helped me solve a problem that I was probably staying up at night trying to figure out what's the next thing to say. So most things are better with friends, and we can definitely say with this brand, like, our families have been super supportive. So thank you to all of our friends and family out there, as Brandon has already said.